We just got back from our trip to Nicaragua. We went down to see Jason for the first time in a year. November 11th was the 1-year mark since his arrest. So we went down to try and surprise him and lift his spirits. So that was a pretty momentous occasion.
So the first day, we were able to see him. Took us about 2 hours to get into the prison. There's quite a process that you have to go through to get in. Then we were taken into a special visit area, which is different than the normal family visit area. It's smaller, it's surrounded by barbed wire, and then the room itself, or the area itself, has bars all over the walls, or excuse me, the windows. There's puddles of water. It's just a long hallway with a few benches along one side. Puddles of water everywhere, concrete floor. The ceiling is caving in. The whole place looks completely dilapidated. So we waited there for about 15-20 minutes, and they brought Jason out. There were quite a few other people in there to see their family members as well, so we were sort of near the end of the hallway. So Jason came around a corner and had this completely and totally confused look on his face, looking around, trying to figure out who was there to see him, because the guards only told him he had a special visit. They didn't say who it was or anything. So he had no clue it was us. He looked pretty much straight through us, right past us, trying to see who was there, and then slowly his eyes came back to us. And there was a slow recognition on his face, and then this smile that sort of just lit up his whole face as he recognized and realized it was us and put us in context of being in the prison there to see him. The look on his face was priceless and well worth all the hell we had to go through to get there. And as he was walking towards us, he kept trying to say, "What are you guys doing here?" But he was completely speechless.
And then after that, he couldn't stop talking. And we got to visit with him for about 2 hours that first day. And we just talked the entire 2 hours. At the same time, he was trying to notice every little detail about us, including down to the fact that the nail polish on our toes was a similar color. I mean, it was like he was trying to fix us in his mind, and we were trying to do the same with him. We were noticing everything about him. He's skinny, obviously malnourished because of the lack of food in the prison. He's been suffering from a lot of infections and has a lot of scarring up and down his legs. We saw the scars from his burn accident, and they're pretty bad scars up and down his legs. He's also got a lot of scars from bites. The entire prison is infested with ticks, and so he's constantly getting bitten, and he's got scars from that. Physically, he's very, very worn, and he's going to need a lot of help physically to recover, although his spirit is still very strong. And it's amazing to me how well he has held up.
So after the first day, which was a long day for us, we were able to see Jason the next 2 days as well. Another high point for us was getting to see Jabu, our nephew, who we haven't seen since May of this year. He's much bigger than he was in May. He's much more talkative. He kept saying tia, tia, tia to both of us, which means auntie in Spanish. He was so excited to see us, recognized us both right away. And we got to play with him both a little bit on Thursday as well as Friday. On Friday we brought him a bunch of new toys and some clothes from up here and gifts from some of Jason's friends, some new books, etc. And he was just so excited to see us and spend time with us. It was kind of sad when we had to go. He was pretty upset and didn't want to say goodbye, didn't want to give us a hug goodbye. We sort of had to force goodbye hugs on him because he was so angry that we had to leave already, which we were pretty upset as well that we had to leave him yet again.
We did just bring Jason hot food every day that we were there for 3 days, and hot meals. We also brought him cake and cheesecake, whatever we could find that would kind of lift his spirits. We also brought him tons of letters and pictures and cards that people had sent us here and emailed through the website. And he was really excited to see that. And he said that he read them all in one night. Friday was the worst day. It was awful. Friday was our last visit with Jason, and it took about 2 hours to get through security to get into the prison. The prison is packed this morning with people waiting to get in for visits, and the line is going to take half an hour to visit with us, and then the guard called his name to be sent back to his cell. And he went to the guard and asked the guard if it was a mistake because he only had been out for half an hour. And the guard said, no, he's got to go back to his cell. And he came back to us. And all of us were just so hurt. And we just couldn't believe that that was going to be it because we knew we weren't going to be able to come back and see him next day. And he was asking, what time is your flight tomorrow? I think he wanted us to be able to come in the morning to see him, but we were leaving early in the morning, so that wasn't going to work. And so he just kept hugging us over and over and over to say goodbye, and just kept moving really slowly, just didn't want to let us go. And it was...
When we head home, the road leading into the prison,
it's hell in that place. Loud, and people are screaming, and it just never stopped. The place is run down, and Jason is struggling physically. And I just never want to leave there without him again.